How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I genuinely mean that. It's Friday night. I hope you've had a great week. And I hope the vibes are good tonight because it's finals time. And I hope you're kicking back. Or perhaps you're at the game. We've got Costa who tuned in just a moment ago and says, I'm on the tram on the way to the game. Come on, you Reds. So Costa is a regular viewer of our live streams and is heading to the game. But we are here for the live watch along. Adelaide taking Wellington Phoenix, the first elimination final this weekend. Of course, we have the big Sydney derby tomorrow night. 3v6, Adelaide Wellington. Huge game. A game that we're going to talk about. We've got 45 minutes till kickoff. We're in a little bit earlier. Usually for our live watch alongs, we kick off like maybe 10, 15 minutes beforehand. But I wanted to jump in nice and early and chat with you guys. We've got Boston in here. How's it going, man? Good to see you here. And Costa is at the game. Dude, Costa, how's the vibe there? Is it filling up already? Is it? I'm surely we're going to see the biggest crowd of the season. You think, right? Adelaide United home elimination final. Big one, hey? Big one. So, Costa's at the game. Let us know what the vibe is like, Costa. Troy is here. Says, hi, Lockie. I've got 3 days off. Can't wait for this game. By prediction, 3-2 to Adelaide. I like that prediction. Hopefully we're in for an entertaining game. And great to hear you got 3 days off, Troy. I hope you enjoy that. I reckon Sydney FC win the game 3-2. Boston coming in with a Sydney derby prediction, which was my prediction. I predicted the same scoreline, but a Wanderers win. But 3-2. I reckon for the Sydney derby tomorrow, I reckon that could be a lot of fun. Sydney FC fan, what's up, my man? Good to see you here in the chat. And we've got Taggart here as well. This is great. Charlie Glenn saying, Goodwin masterclass. Look, the finals is the time where the big players step up. Goodwin is arguably the biggest of the players in the A-League right now. He's been arguably the best player this season. And if Adelaide are going to win, we're going to see some Goodwin magic, some Craig Goodwin magic tonight. And for Wellington Phoenix, Oscar Zawana, he's been the main man for them up front. 15 goals from the Polish striker. Fantastic. Costas at the stadium says, good vibe, but usually most fans come in the last 15 minutes. Fair enough, of course. Lucas Sports, Show TV is here. Charlie coming in with a big 5-0 prediction to Adelaide. What else are we saying here? Tactics prediction. 3-1 tonight, 1-1 at full time, and then 3-1 up to extra time. Dude, I'd be down for an extra time in our first elimination final. I think that'd be fun. And it'd be exciting too, because I think a lot of people, rightly so, are predicting an Adelaide win. I'm not really seeing anyone expecting a win from the New Zealand side. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Wellington could show up here and cause an upset. It's worth mentioning heading into this game that Adelaide have lost their last 2 home games, which is very unusual considering how strong the Reds have been throughout much of the season. Costa's at the stadium right now, says Adelaide are out to warm up. There we go. The Reds boys are on the field. And we've already got some banter around Sydney FC v Wanderers. Huge first ever Sydney derby in finals, which is massive. Charlie's in the chat with a good question. How come Irankunda never starts? He has the quality for sure. There's no doubt he has the quality. But the reason why Irankunda is so effective is because he comes off the bench. Regardless of whether Adelaide are winning or losing in a game, Irankunda comes off the bench. And he has the ability to find those goals, create those chances, and exploit opposition defenses when the game is getting towards those latter stages, when players are tiring, when the game's opening up, and he has an impact. So he's fulfilling a role. And, me being a Central Coast Mariners fan, it was a similar thing with Garen Kowal. Garen Kowal, I think only in his whole Mariners career, only made like a couple starts. He was utilized off the bench, and that's where his quality was shown. But look, I'm sure Adelaide fans would love to see Irankunda start more, and maybe next season. I mean, we're hearing all this talk about his move to Bayern Munich, which would just be fantastic for him. Huge deal for a young Australian player like him with so much potential to go to the German giant club. So, let's hope it works out for him, and hopefully the whole thing goes smoothly for him over the next few years. But if he sticks around for next season, maybe we'll see him more more involved in the starting lineups. And Taggart on that Bayern Muse says, do you see Aaron Kunde to Bayern is done? From what it sounds like, I think so. It looks like it's bound to happen. All the talk around, the various podcasts and social media suggests that it's more than just a rumor. Costa's take from Aaron Kunde. Costa's live at Cooper Stadium tonight says his fitness and he makes a better impact off the bench because the game has a vibe and he eases into it. It's all about that. He brings those vibe. Nestor Aaron Kunde brings the vibes. Big talk around the Sydney derby. We're also going to be previewing the Sydney derby, talking about that because that's the big one that's on tomorrow night as well. Lucas Sports TV is saying here, Patrick Wood better than Cassini Yengi. Two young strikers who maybe were hoping to get more game time than they have received this season. It's an interesting discussion. What do you guys think? Patrick Wood better than Cassini Yengi? I think they're both fantastic. They've both got so much potential still. Probably Cassini Yengi has established himself a little bit more. I mean, he's played at a couple A-League clubs. Patrick Wood maybe a little bit just behind in terms of his development so far. If I had to guess, I would have said Cassini Yengi's played more A-League games. I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, man. Boston says Wood is the GOAT. Patrick Wood. Speaking of Patrick Wood, the episode 3 of our Brisbane or Career Mode is coming up this weekend. Spoiler, signed Patrick Wood, which some people were mentioning in the comments to do. So we actually signed Patrick Wood in the next Career Mode series episode. So check that out on the weekend. All right, dude, we've got all this time. Like I was saying earlier, usually we start these live streams like 10, 15 minutes before, but we've got 45 minutes to chill, and I love it. I'll tell you what, let's bring up the ladder. And I mean, obviously, there's not too much to talk about the ladder, but it's more so looking at these two teams and how things have been progressing for them in the final few weeks of the campaign. So we're going to, obviously, this is 3v6, this elimination final. So as we can see here, bang. The form line for both of these teams, a little bit shaky, especially when you compare it to the other sides in the top 6. Let's zoom right in here. Adelaide United, first of all. Look, great season for the Reds. The only concerning thing for them, the disappointing thing, has been their defense. I mean, 46 goals conceded. That's more than Wellington Phoenix, down in 6th. 46 goals conceded. They have been leaking goals. 4 goals conceded at home to Mariners last week. That dramatic draw against Perth Glory. And then previously, before that, they had that home loss to Western United. So look, they're without a win in the last 4 games. And when you look at Wellington Phoenix, I mean, they got the win last week against the struggling MacArthur side, who finished bottom. But Wellington Phoenix, prior to that, were, I think, 5 or 6 games without a win at all. They were losing. I think they had 4 consecutive losses there for a little while as well. So look, I mean, I think this game isn't as one-sided as it seems. I think there is a small chance for Wellington, if they play their cards right tonight, to get a result. But yeah, man, that's how the ladder has looked heading into this game. And I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the lineups as well, because we have the lineups coming in. Here's a quick little view of the upcoming weeks. Of course, we've got the 2-legged semi-finals coming up, Sydney derby tomorrow night. But lineups, and there's a couple interesting ones. I want to go down here to, first of all, the Adelaide United lineup. Nick Ansell is starting. Nick Ansell hasn't played too many games at the back this season for Adelaide. But Nick Ansell starts ahead of, if we scroll down to the Adelaide bench, we've got Lockie Barr, who's had a decent season. No Popovich involved in today's lineup for the Reds. But Nick Ansell starts ahead of Lockie Barr, which was a bit of an eyebrow raiser for me. And we've also got Jay Barnett coming into the lineup. And George Blackwood is starting as well. So George Blackwood is coming in to start ahead of Ibasuki, who's on the bench, and ahead of Luka Jovanovic, who has started the last couple of games. So once again, a very youthful bench for Adelaide United. And when we look at Wellington Phoenix, it's pretty standard for them. I guess the one sort of talking point, or maybe a couple of talking points here, but Costa Barbarouses starts with Bojana Kraev starting on the bench. And it is Ugarkovic and Rufa, which is a rather defensive midfield setup. They start, so Clayton Lewis who is expected to leave the club after this season. He starts on the bench. So some fascinating things in here. Some fascinating selections. What do you guys make of it? What else we got here? We got how come Ibusuki isn't playing? Did he get injured? He was injured for a little bit. George Blackwood has been injured. The striker situation, I mean, it's credit to Adelaide. I mean, they find goals from all over the park. But they haven't really had a consistent striker this season. Ibusuki's only scored a handful of goals. So hasn't been in the most consistent of hasn't had the most consistent of minutes this season. Blackwood starting. So a big chance for Blackwood here in a finals game to be the hero for the Reds. It's all about Craig Goodwin, though, isn't it? All about Craig Goodwin. Alrighty. Let's jump in the chat. What are we saying? What are we saying? Did you see this? That our star boy Jelacic is going to Genk in Belgium? I did see that, which is a fantastic move for a player who's had a fantastic season in Keegan Jelacic, a Perth Glory, a deserved move, that's for sure. Can Wellington pull off an upset, Lockie? I think they absolutely can. They absolutely can. There's a chance here if they defend well and utilize the counterattack. There's a chance for them to pull a result here against an Adelaide side who has just been stumbling a little bit to the finish line. Andrew's here. How's it going, Andrew? Good to see you here in the chat. Charlie asks, big question, Charlie. Best possible current Socceroos lineup. Good question. Best possible Socceroos lineup. Look, I don't think it's too dissimilar to the lineup we saw from the Socceroos in the Ecuador friendlies back in March. I think, I don't know if I could go through a full starting lineup off the top of my head, but obviously Matty Bryan, Harry Sutak, high rolls. That's sort of our defensive shape. At the moment, I'm loving Geordie Boss. I would love to see him be, it's between him and Aziz Beach in terms of, do you want to go for that youth or experience at left back? Best right back for the Socceroos right now. Obviously, Fran Karacic is still in the conversation, but Milos Degenek looks good in those Ecuador friendlies. And then, I mean, we've got a good batch of midfielders at the moment, with O'Neill making his Socceroos debut and, talking about Riley McGree, Alexander Robertson. You really have to look at the Ecuador friendlies. Those lineups were good, eh? Speaking of the Socceroos, Lucas asks, will Patrick Wood ever play with the Socceroos? Well, we've seen him play for the under-23s. We saw that at the Asian Cup. Is that right? Under-23s? Am I thinking under-20s? He has played for one of those. Look, potentially, I think in order for Patrick Wood to play for the Socceroos, he needs to get more game time. It's as simple as that. That might mean a move to another A-League club. Or does he sort of wait at Sydney FC and, potentially wait for maybe Adam Lafondra to make a move away from the clubs? So, yeah, it's an interesting one for Patrick Wood. It's an interesting one. Does he stay at Sydney and try and cement his spot as that starting striker in a couple of years' time? Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, what else are we saying here? Troy says, personally, I'm not underestimating the Knicks. They have a strong squad tonight, and we know they are a good team. Look, I mean, like, they do. They do have a fantastic team. And again, let's scroll down and have a look at this Wellington Phoenix lineup. That's like a good squad. And this squad has performed well across solid periods of this season. When you got Ollie Sale in goal, very reliable, two great goalkeepers on show tonight. And that Wellington backline, despite leaking goals this season, is solid and experienced, especially with Scott Wooten and Tim Payne. You've got pace with the likes of Callan Elliott and Lucas Moragas. And look, that attack, I mean, David Ball is always a consistent performer, and Oscar Zawada always proves a handful for defenders. And Yansas Costa Barbarouses bringing the flair. It's a very balanced lineup from Wellington Phoenix. So yeah, man. I'm personally, and it should be mentioned as well, I put out a tweet about it earlier today. But if Wellington Phoenix win tonight, they get a home semi-final. If they get this big upset elimination final win, they get a home semi-final. And what an event that would be for Wellington, man. Huge for the Phoenix. It'd be awesome. So from a neutral point of view, I'm almost hoping, I almost want to see a Wellington win just because it'd be fun. It'd be cool. Have we ever seen oh my gosh, just testing my brain. Does anyone know in the chat? Has Wellington ever played a home final? I don't think so. We of course saw on the A-League socials today, they were sharing about when Adelaide and Wellington met in the elimination final in 2011. 2011, I believe it was. Very long time ago. So these teams have met before in finals. Yeah, man. Speaking about Patrick Wood, Taggart says loan would be good for him, in my opinion. Yeah, would be very beneficial for Patrick Wood. He needs the game time. Lucas agrees with the loan move as well. And speaking of that, Phoenix was just talking about there. If Knicks win, will they play at New Zealand? Yes, indeed they will. And we'll pull up. Just give me a second here. I'll pull up the final schedule of how it looks for the next couple of weeks. Because absolutely, whoever wins the elimination finals, that's the cool thing. Like they're guaranteed a home final across the two legs. So if we have a look here, will they play New Zealand? Yes. So if Wellington were to win tonight, because they're the lowest ranked elimination final side, they would automatically go through to face Melbourne City, because Melbourne City are top, obviously. So that would mean on Saturday, 13th of May, there would be a home semi-final, first leg in Wellington, which would be nuts against the Premiers. And look, obviously Melbourne City are a class side, but that'll be a tricky game for Melbourne City in front of a packed, what is it even called now? That Wellington's home stadium. But anyway, like a packed Wellington home ground. But then, of course, they've got to go away and face the Premiers away. So, and of course, we've got the two legs there for the Mariners, potentially against Adelaide if they win tonight. So if Adelaide win, it's definitely Mariners and Adelaide in the two leg semis. So yeah. Troy says, that would be massive. Love their stadium too. And the fans are loyal behind Mariners. They are probably my second team. Go Mariners. But yeah, a lot of people say that about Wellington. Hey, that they're sort of everyone's second favorite team. What else we got here? Andrew, thanks for checking it out, man. Appreciate it. Do you think Adelaide made it through? Do you think if Adelaide made it through, Mariners could beat them? Absolutely. Especially after the result we saw last week. The result we saw last week was huge, not just for the Mariners to secure second place, but what it did was Mariners now have that psychological edge heading into potentially a two-leg semi-final tie with Adelaide, which is going to be tough. Mariners, that 4-1 win. Adelaide are going to be really, really wary. Adelaide, heading into that game, though, if it does turn out that way, I guess on the same, if you look at it the other way, Adelaide would have learnt a lot from that big home loss against Mariners, and I'm sure it'll be a lot closer. That's for sure. Tan Lee's in the chat. How's it going, mate? Good to see you here. Plenty of talk around the Sydney Derby. Tomorrow. Combank Stadium. Beverage of choice tonight is chamomile tea. As it always is. Irankunda is a big worry. I mean, Irankunda terrifies everyone. His ability to just get on the ball and run at defenders is, there isn't really anyone else in the league that does it as good as him right now. So he's a big worry for everyone, isn't he? I tell you what, I actually hadn't seen this. It looks like the dates and times are set for the first legs, which is interesting. And it says here Saturday and Sunday. I didn't spot that. So I just assumed we'd be getting the Friday and Saturday, which is what we've got this for the second leg, and it's what we've got for the elimination finals. But I'm actually just seeing this for the first time. Saturday and Sunday for those first leg semis. Whether that's confirmed or not, we shall see. This is just off Google, but we shall see. What's your favorite All Access episode? To be honest, I haven't watched all of them. There's a few that I have to catch up on. But which one has been my favorite? It's probably the Garang Kual one. Which was early on in the season, obviously. But as a coastie, that was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. And just seeing Garang and the little glimpse into his personal life and who he is as a person was really, really great. So probably Garang Kual one. We are We're like 25 minutes from kickoff. You know what I'm interested to see? You know what just occurred to me now? This Adelaide midfield isn't really playing with an obvious number 10. I mean, this Adelaide midfield, usually one of them is sort of more advanced than the others, right? Usually they sort of have more so two holding midfielders or sort of the one holding midfielder. Is it going to be Jay Barnett? That'll be interesting. Perhaps Louis Dorigo. I think he can play a bit more advanced too if they need. Who you got winning tonight? I mean, it's got to be Adelaide, right? Like that's like the safe choice. The safe choice is Adelaide. But Wellington Phoenix, I'd love to see get a result tonight. Let's hope it goes to extra time. Just from a neutral point of view, we'd love to see it go to extra time. But when you look at this Wellington Phoenix lineup, as I was saying a bit earlier, there's danger. There's danger men in there. There's Costa Barbarouses, who, again, I think it's the A-League socials that shared it today. I didn't actually realize this either, but like he's like the third highest goal scorer in A-League finals, behind, I think it was Besart Barisha and Archie Thompson. I think someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Costa Barbarouses has 7 goals in A-League finals. Very experienced player when it comes to the big stage. Of course, scored in a grand final a long time ago. For the Mariners' sake, hopefully Knicks win. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess from a Mariners' point of view, see, it's an interesting one, right? Because, you know, you probably don't want to face Adelaide, you know, that they're the highest ranked side out of the elimination final sides. But if Wellington win, Mariners play either Sydney or Wanderers. And I'm not sure I want to play either of those sides. You know, even Sydney, even though Mariners, I think this season are a better side than Sydney. I don't know. Sydney are building some good form heading into the elimination finals. And Western Sydney Wanderers have proved a tricky side for the Mariners, especially the last 2 times we met them. So, you know, especially after the way we dispatched, we defeated Adelaide so easily just last week. You know, I almost would take Adelaide United. If Adelaide wins, I'm like, bring it on. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Got the new AFL game, Lockie. How is it, man? How is it? I've heard about that dropped. Is the elimination 2 legs? The elimination's just the 1 leg. Elimination's just the 1 leg. I'll pull up the this graphic that I'll pull up in just a second. We'll explain it a bit better. Elimination finals just 1 leg. Semi-finals 2 leg, which I kind of like. You know, when you get to that stage, the final 4, those 4 teams get a chance to host a big finals game, which is great. More teams hosting finals is awesome. Elimination finals, I like that they're just, you know, 1 game. That's it. You're out. And then when it's semi-finals, it's wide open because everyone gets a home game. I'm curious to see whether this is true, though. Whether the whole those dates for those are true. Absolutely, that 20th of May is locked in. I've already got my tickets. Can't wait for it. Dude, I can't wait for this game too. We could potentially see the biggest Mariners crowd for a long time. For a long time. I think the biggest crowd we've ever had at a Mariners game, finals or regular season, was the 2008 semi-final. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the chat, but like it was like the second leg semi-final against Jets, and I think there was like over 18,000 fans there. It was crazy. Dude, I feel like there's a good vibe around Central Coast Mariners right now. I think there's a chance that we crack that, or at least get close to it. We're going to get over 15,000. I'm almost certain of that. I'm curious to see the lineup, the attendance for tonight. You know, with Cooper Stadium being, you know, a fantastic atmosphere and a decent sized stadium. I don't see any reason why tonight shouldn't sell out. I'm curious to see if there's any you know, how much of a Wellington traveling fan base there is. Wellington Phoenix, some of the most passionate supporters in the league. I'm curious to see how that goes. And of course, we've got Sydney Derby. We haven't really talked about it properly just yet. But tomorrow night, 7:45 p.m. kickoff, Western Sydney Wanderers, Sydney FC, huge game. My preview is up on the channel if you want to check it out. Wanderers should win, but I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close, man. It's going to be very close. Dylan's in the chat. How's it going, man? Says prediction. I'm sticking with Adelaide 3-1. Adelaide 3-1 is going to be my call in regular time. I don't think it'll go to extra time this one. Aaron Kunda confirmed to Bayern spending one more season with Adelaide though. Dude, yeah, it's a fantastic move for Aaron Kunda, isn't it? It's a huge move. Very high profile move. But it's great to hear that he'll be spending one more year with Adelaide. I think it's got to do with the fact that he's not 18, right? He's not over 18. But he gets another year to develop, perhaps get some more starting games. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be a good move for him. I'm optimistic. Troy says, so excited for the 20th of May. Can't wait to see the Paradise sell out. There is something in the water at home right now. Absolutely. I mean, you look back to the last Mariners home game a few weeks ago. Despite it being a 1-1 draw with Melbourne City, it almost felt like a win. Mariners were close to winning that game. And there was over 10,000 fans of that game. And I'm sure we'll get an even bigger attendance for the home semi-final. Fortnite here says, hey, Lockie bro, it's time for Adelaide to take it home. They should take it home. They should. And look, it's good to see. It's not as good to see, but it's just interesting to see, everyone's sort of in unison that Adelaide should win tonight, which I sort of like. I sort of don't mind that because it'll make, if Wellington do get a result, it'll make it even more shocking. I don't know. I've got a feeling. I got a feeling that this game's going to throw up some surprises, potentially some red cards. I don't know. I got a feeling, man. I think back to, we saw Wellington Phoenix play in the elimination finals last year. You remember, against Western United, who went on to win the championship. Wellington, for memory, that was 1-0, right? That was just a 1-0 win for Western, and Wellington came close. I remember there was a Jamie Young masterclass in that game. Jamie Young masterclass in that game. So who knows? Wellington could show up here with a surprise. John in the chat, thanks for that, man. Says record attendance at Central Coast was, there we go. Okay, we got it. Was it round 20? So it wasn't even that final. So the 07-08 season, round 20 between Central Coast and Newcastle Jets, the attendance was 19,238. And what's the capacity of Industry Group Stadium, Central Coast Stadium? It's I think just over 20,000, isn't it? Something like that. But man, look, I don't know if we'll see a crowd that big. I'd like to think we will, but yeah. I think if Mariners face Wanderers in the semi-finals, which in order for that to happen, that would mean Wellington win. Look, Wanderers bringing a big fan base up to the Central Coast. I think we could see a massive crowd like that. That would be really interesting. That'd be really interesting. Boston is going. He's going a Wellington upset. Sorry, Adelaide. There we go. We've got one prediction for Wellington. One prediction for Wellington. Capacity is okay. So Central Coast Stadium is 20,050. There you go. So that 2007-08 crowd was almost capacity. Yeah, dude. Like I was at. I can't recall if I was at that game, but I was definitely at the semi-final, which was the same season, that second leg semi. How old was I then, dude? I was like still a kid. I was still a youngster, but the atmosphere was unlike anything we've experienced there. So I hope it's gonna be great. Hopefully it's gonna be great. All good, Boston. No worries, my man. What else are we saying here? I'm just seeing our Sydney Fan TV is coming from a bit earlier. 2026 World Cup ain't ready for our green and golds. Yeah, man. Aaron Kunda to tear it up at the 2026 World Cup. That's the thing with Nestor and Kunda, just like how exciting. Like, there's so many players right now playing in the A-Leagues, and now, they're all starting to secure moves overseas, that we just can't wait to see, how they develop over the next few years and the next, leading into the Asian Cup next year. which the draw for that is happening like next week, right? So we're going to keep an eye on that. That draw, I think that draw is happening next Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so yeah, man. Troy says I went to that too. I just remember the atmosphere was insane. And losing my voice the next day. Yeah, just like especially the fact that like especially big derby game like that. That's why I almost want to face someone like a Western Sydney Wanderers in the semi-final. Look, no doubt Adelaide will bring a bunch of fans to Central Coast for an away semi-final. No doubt they will, but I mean, Western Sydney Wanderers will show up in force. Those fans are incredibly passionate. And dude, it'd be big too. I tell you what, like a whole Mariners, a Mariners Wanderers semi-final would be great too, because it's been 10 years. Because it's been 10 years since, where is it? There it is. If you see, we've got a new addition to the backdrop here. We've had for the last week now. The signed jersey from the 2013 A-League Grand Final was Central Coast Mariners defeated Western Sydney Wanderers 2-0. I was there that day at the old Allianz Stadium. We're 10 years on. Just past 10 years on since that grand final. And it would be a bit of a 10-year anniversary. Mariners v Wanderers potentially in a two-legged semi-final tie would be huge. Absolutely huge. What else we said here? Garang needs more game time. Yeah, I haven't been following too much of a Garang over in Scotland. And we'd love to see him get some good game time for the Socceroos, especially heading into the Asian Cup. Fortnite talking about the lineup, and I tell you what, let's pull this up back again. Pull the lineups back up again. But it is fascinating, isn't it? Popovic has been dropped, and it's Nick Ansell who starts. It's very perplexing, especially with Lockie Barr on the bench. So I don't know whether maybe Carlvert has spotted there's a reason for this. But yeah, I mean Alexander Popovic, who's one of the more promising young defenders in the league, dropped. I don't know whether he's carrying an injury heading into this game. But yeah, it's interesting. Fortnite says he lost his spot in the first 11 and now not even on the bench. I've had to show a few times that he's frustrated with his performances. And look, with the few changes that we have seen in this Adelaide lineup, I mean, we've got Jay Barnett coming in, George Blackwood starting, Nick Ansell at the back. You know, maybe that this is a reaction to that poor loss at home last week. Maybe Carlvert was just like, nah, not having any of that. Let's make some changes. Because, you know, I think in a game like this, I think this would have been a great game for Ibusuki to start. I think Luka Jovanovic has been good this season. You could have seen him start as well. Ethan Alagic has made a few starts this season also. So, yeah, it's an interesting midfield dynamic there for Adelaide as well. When you look at Jay Barnett, Louis Dorigo, and Isaias, who are all traditionally holding midfielders. I'm curious to see how Adelaide approach this in terms of their overall shape and tactics. All right, what else are we saying? Crowd looks horrendous. There's still time, man. There's still time, Costa. Costa, for those that don't know, Costa's a very regular viewer of our A-League Watchalongs here, which we greatly appreciate, Costa. Costa's at Cooper Stadium right now. Surely it's going to build, right? Adelaide arguably have been one of the best fan bases in the league this season. Julian's in the chat says, hello, Lockie, how are you today? I'm doing very well, man. Thanks for checking in. Good to see you here. Hope you've had a good week, Julian. Troy says, rain apparently a factor with the crowd as it poured like an hour ago. Is that right? Hey, let's ask Siri what the weather is in Adelaide right now. Hey, Siri, what's the weather like in Adelaide right now?
Cloudy and 13 degrees in Adelaide. Expect partly cloudy skies and clear skies starting tonight. Today's high will be 16 and the low will be 11 degrees.
Did you guys hear that? 13 degrees. So chilly night in Adelaide. Says 0% chance of rain, but cloudy. Chilly night in Adelaide. There we go. Shout out to Siri for our weather reporting. Costas, who's at the ground, says usually last 15 to 10 minutes. People come, so hopefully be crowd. But right now, not looking good, bro. Dude, I'm hopefully it does for that. I will say that like last Mariners game I was at, the Mariners Melbourne City game, thousands of people poured in like after kickoff. I remember like I had some friends who were coming in late, and it was like 5 minutes into the game, and they were like, "Lines are crazy," like So maybe it's one of those situations where it's just a bit of perhaps the lines are a little bit busy heading into the game. Frenzied Rabbits in the chat. How's it going, man? It says, evening, Lockie. Thanks again for your good work. Thanks so much for the kind comment, Frenzied Rabbit, and thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Julian says, Lockie, did you hear the rumors about Thurgate coming to Western United? What do you think? Yes, I did hear them, Julian, and it sounds legit. I think there was a figure reported too of like 350,000 for his contract, for his salary, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong with that figure. But look, big move for Angus Thurgate to join a growing club in Western United, who look like they'll be playing out of their new training facilities next season. It's a great move. It's a smart move for John Aloisi to bring the midfielder in. It's a loss for the Jets, but I'm curious to see. I think he'll be a key figure for Western United next season if it does pan out that way. Troy says, commentator mentioned it, but looks good now. Can't wait for this. Yeah, man. Hopefully it is a massive crowd tonight. Cooper Stadium. Always entertainment, especially on a Friday night. Always the Friday nights. I'm just pulling up the stream here. Getting ready for, dude, this is flying by. We've been going for just over half an hour. We're less than 10 minutes till kickoff. Okay, league finals time. What else are we saying here? Boston says, as the Yellow Fever says, they got the wind and the rain and the Phoenix, Lockie. That's right. Wellington are used to Adelaide's weather too. Indeed. First time back in the stream since the Raw finally got a derby. The Aloisi, that's right. And we've got a Brisbane Roar Western United derby, which is a really obscure matchup. But the Aloisi brothers, of course, for those who missed it, during the week, Ross Aloisi is the new head coach of Brisbane Roar heading into next season, which is a big appointment. And we're going to see Ross Aloisi come up against his brother John Aloisi when Brisbane Roar meet Western United next season, which will be very interesting. Julian's saying, I have a feeling Western United could bring in Acton because Ryan Scott and Jamie Young will be leaving. That's a fair shout. I haven't heard anything about Acton heading to Western United, but we do know that Matt Acton left Melbourne Victory. He was announced as one of the departures from Victory. But yeah, there does appear to be word that Ryan Scott and Jamie Young are leaving. I think the rumor is that Scott's going to Jets and Young going to City, with Tom Glover potentially heading overseas. So Matt Acton, that would make sense, still in Victoria, still around Melbourne. Matt Acton to Western United, potentially as a starting keeper. We shall see. Fortnite here says, mate, I've waited all season for you to do an Adelaide watch along, such a chill night. Yeah, man. We actually did it. I think last week was our first Adelaide watch along for the season when we did Adelaide Mariners. And the City Wanderers game this time last week was that big doubleheader. Simultaneous kickoff. But dude, I'm keen, man. We're only about 7 minutes away from kickoff. Adam asks, if Wellington wins, which city will host the semis? I hope Auckland. We don't know. I don't know if Wellington have said anything about that. I think obviously they're going to wait until obviously to see how this game pans out. But you'd assume it's going to be Wellington. But it could. There's no reason why it won't be Auckland. They've played a number of games in Auckland over the recent years. They've played some big games in Auckland. But you'd think it would be Wellington, right? But look, if Wellington win, they'll go through automatically to face Melbourne City because the lowest ranked side faces the highest ranked side. So they'll go through to face Melbourne City, which means a Saturday night home. Actually, dude, I'll tell you what, that'll be interesting because they've locked the broadcast time in for 7:45, which in Wellington would be like 9:45. Surely that won't happen. So if Wellington get through, I would take these kickoff times with a grain of salt, as they say. So good to see so many people tuning in for this Elimination Live watch along. If you're new to the streams here, give me a hello in the chat. We do plenty of A-Leagues content here on the channel. Freddy's Rabbit says our keeper is gone as well. Wonder if Holmes to West United. See, I'd be surprised if Jordan Holmes leaves Brisbane. I think he's one of the better goalkeepers in the league, to be honest. Perhaps Macklin Freak to leave. We shall see. When was the last Wellington watch long? Seems like a good long time ago. We did. Was it the Wanderers Wellington? Yeah, we did the watch long for Wanderers Wellington, which was I think 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Yeah, when Wanderers won 4-0. That's the last Wellington watch long we did. So it was a few weeks ago now. Frenzied Rabbit says, I feel like I followed the Phoenix and they moved our final to another city. I'd feel kind of cheated. Yeah, right. I mean, I'd be surprised if they did move it. I'd be surprised. Fortnite says Nick Ansell is actually such a solid defender. Only if he could stay fit for more than 2 games. That's a fair point. I guess we shouldn't wreck on Nick Ansell too much. I think I'll just go back to a couple seasons ago when he was part of that Melbourne Victory side that really struggled. And he was part of that backline. Dylan says, Alan Stajic, we're saying hello to the boys at Tuggerah today. There you go. Alan Stajic. Wonder what he's doing around here. Alan Stajic, we hope he's going well. Teams in the tunnel. Tunnel cam. Isuzu Ute tunnel cam. Reds, of course, in their home red kit. Wellington with one of the most delicious home kits you'll see. Love that, the gold and black. Can anyone link for overseas viewers? I believe, can watch on the Keep Up YouTube channel. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the finals matches are being broadcast on the channel. If anyone can confirm that, feel free to jump in the chat. But usually, overseas viewers can watch for free on the Keep Up YouTube channel. But again, someone confirm that in the chat. Fortnite says, hopefully Rufer doesn't try and shush the Adelaide crowd again. That he did that when he scored that one goal last time, didn't he? It feels like a weird time to do that when you're down 5-1, right? It was a very interesting move, that's for sure. Here we go. Coming out of the tunnel. Adelaide Phoenix. Reds fans are out in force. 13 degrees Celsius at Cooper Stadium. Adelaide's lineup. Jay Barnett, will he play as a number 10? Will it be more of a 4-3-3 for Adelaide? Let's see. Got to get those liquids in before kickoff. Kickoff just around the corner. Let us know in the chat right now. What's your beverage or snack that you've got by your side right now for this one? We always get some weird mentions of some random foods, and I love it. So just before we jump into this game, let us know what you got. Come on, chamomile tea going strong here. Pizza, Sydney FC fan on the pizza. Love it. Dude, we got 2 shots for pizza already. Are we going to get a hat trick for pizza? Someone else say pizza. Friday night pizza night, eh? Dude, I haven't had pizza in ages. I don't know, it just made me think of that. Anyway. Definitely a youthful bench for the Reds. Wellington Phoenix. Some experienced players there with Clayton Lewis and Bojdar Kraev. Shiraz gin on ice. Wow. Chicken and chips, says Vossi Boy. Vossi Boy, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're enjoying your chicken and chips. Jessica says, I don't have anything, but I had Singapore noodles earlier. Interesting. Thoughts on the Cove boycott? Yeah, obviously for those, I'm sure everyone's aware of the Cove's boycott. The Cove have publicly said that they're going to be boycotting the finals matches for the men's. Look, I totally respect and understand where the Cove are coming from. They've made their decision. Look, we would have loved to have seen like an epic crowd, a massive crowd at the match tomorrow night. Huge Sydney derby game. So, and look, there's some fantastic things to focus on heading into that match. So many storylines, but yeah, I respect the Coast decision. All right. Reds fans have filled up Cooper Stadium in numbers. Kickoff about to get underway here. And for anyone who was in the A-League Women's Grand Final stream that we did last Sunday, there was a bit of a delay issue where like my broadcast was like 2 minutes behind everyone in the chat, and everyone was like, "Goal!" in like the first 3 minutes, and I was like, "What? We like just kicked off." So I apologize if there's any delay issues, but I think we'll be all right. I'm watching on 10. I'm watching on the 10 Play app. How are you guys watching this game? Actually, just curious. It's on free to wear. It's on free to wear on 10 Bolt in Australia. Ali Reza Fagani refereeing this game. According to the broadcast, his 76th A-League match. There you go. Sydney FC fans watching on Paramount Plus. HRE is in here. How's it going, mate? Here we go. Kickoff is underway. First half, here we go. Adelaide, Wellington Phoenix, elimination finals. Pretty solid crowd at Cooper Stadium. Looking at that far stand, which has been recently expanded for the upcoming Women's World Cup underway in a couple months' time. Fortnite says, to be fair, pretty decent crowd considering the weather. Was working by the beach today and it was raining like crazy. Tan Lee's watching on Paramount, 10 Bold, Paramount. There we go. Yeah, I never see anyone who like watches on free to air these days, right? Let me know in the chat if you're watching on a free to air TV. It seems to be very outdated these days, eh? All right. Wellington Phoenix with some early possession and a long ball that finds no one. All right. Very curious to see how Wellington Phoenix approach the early stages of this game, being the away side and being the underdogs. Here's Oscar Zawada. Great early chance. Zawada shoots. What a chance. 1 minute in, Oscar Zawada pulls out a great save from Joe Gauchi, and he's found the ball again here. Ryan Kiddo cuts it out. But first shot in the game to Phoenix early on. Good opportunity. HRE's watching on Bond. What else are we saying here? Watching on TV. Quality is very good at the moment. There we go. We've got Fortnite watching on TV. Insane save. Yeah, dude, it was a great save. Great save from Gauchi early on here. Wellington, have we got Wellington traveling fans here, man? Have a look at that away bay. On the grandstand on the right-hand side of the broadcast, at the far end there. Looks like there is a handful of Phoenix fans there, which is good to see. I always wonder with away fans in like other states whether they're like local, whether they like live in that city, or whether they've actually traveled. Goodwin's corner, decent, great chance. Oh my gosh, that was close. A couple of really good early opportunities. Javi Lopez with a header for Adelaide United. Great chance. Just puts his header wide. Javi Lopez just hanging out at the far post. And that easily could have ended in. It could have ended up in the back of the net. Speaking of Yavi Lopez, Ford in the chat says, see that Yavi Lopez may extend his contract for another season. It's funny considering he was about to retire last season. Yeah, I remember that when he and One Day extended their contracts at the end of last season for another year. They've been enjoying their football at Adelaide. Look, he's playing well. He may as well keep going if he's enjoying it. Reds. Adelaide with some good possession here after that little early scare from Wellington, from Zawada. A little bit messy in midfield so far. Wellington with the free kick, and Fagani's just going to have a word with Isaias, who always loves a chat with the referees. Isaias, very competitive midfielder. And hey, let's keep an eye on this Adelaide midfield. I want to see what the shape is like. Usually they play with one midfielder who's more advanced, and look, according to the lineup they listed here, it was Jay Barnett. More of a defensive midfielder though, Jay Barnett. So it'll be interesting to see whether it is him playing in sort of that number 10 role, or perhaps something else. In fact, it does look like here that Jay Barnett's sort of playing on the left side of that midfield in a midfield three, with Dorigo on the right, Isaias more of the central of the three. Lucas Moragas with the pace. On loan from Newcastle, of course, Lucas Moragas. Good chance here for Wellington. Breaks down, but that's going to be the avenue for Phoenix tonight. That's going to be the avenue for them if they're going to get a result from this game. If they're going to go through, they're going to utilize the pace of Moragas, Jan Sass, Costa Barbarousis. Hit on the counter-attack. Exploit the space. But for much of the game, it's going to be about Phoenix's defensive structure, because they will be aware of the threat that Adelaide possess. Five 5-1 to Adelaide last time these sides met, of course. Plenty of goals. But, of course, Wellington defeated Adelaide at home early in the season, 3-1 as well. And, of course, these sides met in the opening round of the season, that game ending in a 1-1 draw. So, one win for each and one draw. Here's Blackwood. Defense should be able to deal with that. That's going to be no, not a corner. Rufer just keeping it in. Interesting as well to see Alex Rufer starting once again ahead of Clayton Lewis. Lewis potentially set to depart Wellington Phoenix after a few years at the club. I think MacArthur was the club that he was linked to, if I'm not mistaken. MacArthur. Which would be a great pickup for them. Clayton Lewis is a good player. Well done, Costa Barbarousis, just getting back there in defence. It's good to see. Wellington Phoenix are one of those sides that play defensively. They play with a good defensive structure. Costa Barbarousis, one of the more attacking players, getting back there in defence. Nui Jets is in the chat. How's it going? So I believe the home advantage will get the Reds the win. It should get them across the line. It's an extra thing that's obviously going to contribute. And it looks like a pretty strong crowd tonight at Cooper Stadium. Adelaide really settling into some good possession now, though. As we probably expected. Looking to utilise the wide areas. You can see Ben Halloran on this right wing. Sitting high and wide. Bo's going for a 1-0 Adelaide win. If Wellington hold on defensively, it could turn out that way. You know, it could be just like a late goal from Miran Kunda. Perhaps it won't be as high scoring as maybe some people think. Fortnite asks, do you think these games should be 2 legs, Lockie? I don't know. I'd like the semi-finals being 2 legs. You know, I think if you win an elimination final, you deserve a home one. You deserve a home final. It gives you an extra chance to make it through to the grand final. I think elimination final, single legs makes sense, though. Look, I wouldn't be against it. If they came up next season and be like, hey, we're adding another week to finals, there's going to be 2 legs for elimination finals. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the way it works now. Yeah, I think it's fine. Long ball. So White almost getting on the end of that. And Wellington have won a throw-in a good position here, 9 minutes in. Of course, sometimes that little bit of delay on the stream. So thanks, guys, for bearing with it. Wellington Phoenix. Wouldn't an early goal here do wonders for them? Just settle the nerves a little bit. Adelaide United. Leaky in defence. As are Wellington, should be fair. Adelaide have conceded 46 goals, though, which is high for a team that almost finished second, man. 46 goals conceded. Wellington conceding 45. So off the back of that stat, you'd think we'd see plenty of goals tonight. Declan asks, what's the crowd looking like? Pretty strong. Definitely not sold out. But look, I think we should see it, at least 12,000 perhaps. Frenzied Rabbit just on the finals format says, I like the 1-leg format, makes the ladder position more important. Yeah, actually, that's true. That's true. There's a big advantage to finishing in the top 2. And there's advantage to finishing 3rd and 4th. Because in these crucial elimination finals, you get that home advantage. So, I think it all, it levels out, well. It's not just about getting in the top 6. It's about finishing as high as possible in that top 6 to get the easiest matchup and to try and earn yourself a home final. So we're past 10 minutes into this game. Couple early shots. But so far, both sides just settling into it. Getting a vibe. Just chilling out. Ben Halloran looking for the run of Craig Goodwin. Too heavy on the pass. Craig Goodwin. Perhaps set to win Johnny Warren medal this season. I think he should. It should be him. If not him, Brandon Barella will be up there. Matt Leckie should be up there too. But for me, Craig Goodwin is the best player in the A-League and has been for the last couple of years, in my opinion. Such a crucial player to his side. Double digits in goals and assists. Ooh, poor pass. Backwards pass there. I think it was Dorigo. Chance for Wellington coming forward. Cross. Great chance. Zawada. Almost a collision with the keeper. Now Adelaide can come the other way. But Wellington Phoenix, just with a couple little half openings here. Ben Halloran, good run. Good delivery. Fallen for Goodwin. Great block. Callan Elliott screwed that up there. But he made amends. Well done, lad. Reds. You can't give many opportunities in the box, man. We've learnt that. When you got players like Craig Goodwin, man, you can't give them a second. You can't slip up. You can't make any defensive mistakes. You will get punished. Adelaide are good at that. Nice build-up play here from Adelaide. Patient build-up play 13 minutes into the game. Wellington doing well to keep their structure. George Blackwood, I don't know if he's touched the ball yet for Adelaide. Yeah, and Sass breaking through the middle, losing the ball. Barbarousis forward for Sass. Nice pass forward for Zawada. Zawada, nice ball inside. Ball's gone down to the box. Doesn't appeal for a penalty. Did look like a clean tackle in the end, I think. Nice little move there from Wellington. Fast ball movement. Adelaide now can break forward. Kiddo on the overlap. Here we go for the Reds. Cutback was not the correct option. Are you going to be doing final watch along? I assume you mean finals watch alongs for the season for A League. I assume you're asking if I'm doing watch alongs for the finals this season. We will be doing more watch alongs. Keep an eye on across the semi-finals too. We'll be doing plenty of watch alongs for the semi-finals and most likely the grand final too. But yeah, keep an eye on the channel. Quarter of an hour into this game. Adelaide 0, Wellington 0. Couple little openings here and there. But still best chance of the game. Probably Zawada in that opening minute. But I guess Yavi Lopez had a good chance with that header too early on. To sort of, I guess, I don't know if we want to call them wingers or attacking midfielders for Wellington Phoenix. Jan Sass and Barbarousis, of course, playing very central here. Allowing the fullbacks to get forward in attack. Wellington in a good position here. They can build something. Led with plenty of numbers in defence. And defending well so far. Both teams defending well so far. I guess you're going to expect that early on in a finals game. Neither side wants to make too many risky moves. You want to keep it chill. You want to keep it conservative. Don't want to take any risks. And both of these sides are doing that at the moment. Well done to Phoenix. Bit of a similar pattern we're seeing here where Adelaide sort of take a minute or so just to build up and then their attacking move starts to break down. Oh, we're seeing a replay here of this Callan Elliott potential handball. Did it hit his arm? Worth having a look at, but it looked like it did come off his body as well there from Callan Elliott. All right, Reds. How are they going to break down this Phoenix backline? The pass stats are on the broadcast. 111 passes for Adelaide, just 51 for Wellington. The Reds dominating so far. A final third entries, 20 already for Adelaide, just 9 for Wellington. Which just shows that it's the Reds who are the little bit more adventurous of the two sides tonight so far. So nothing unexpected just yet. Everything playing out probably as we expected. Ben Halloran really chilling out on that right wing for Adelaide. Seeing a lot of the ball so far. Decent cross, far post. Goodwin. What's he going to do? Craig Goodwin. Oh, what a goal! Craig Goodwin works his magic as he always does, and he makes it 1-0. We said it might take some magic from Craig Goodwin if Adelaide were going to get a win in this game, and he has provided it just within 20 minutes. Goodwin. Costa's at the stadium. He's happy. Fantastic goal. Really well taken because he was in a tricky position there, Craig Goodwin. He had a number of defenders in his path. Frenzied Rabbit says Goodwin is inevitable. You can see the cutback onto the right boot. There was like 4 defenders in the way and Ollie Sale. And maybe that inhibited Ollie Sale's view. Here's a good view of it. I'm seeing this replay from behind Ollie Sale. Fantastic finish though, dude. Man. Adam's in the chat. How's it going, Adam? Says, I'm camping with my mates. So whether playing Adelaide, Sydney, or West City Wanderers. That's correct for the Mariners. Mariners will be facing any of those sides in the semi. And as it stands, it looks like it could be Adelaide United. Craig Goodwin makes it 1-0. Early pressure for the Reds pays off. 4th A-League Finals goal for Craig Goodwin, according to the broadcast. Good start for the Reds. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? This is an early goal, relatively early. Do Wellington shift things here? I know we're only 20 minutes in, and there's no reason to go crazy and chase this equaliser straight away. But I wonder if that shifts anything for Ufuk Talay. That's Charlie. That's right, Charlie. Called the Goodwin Masterclass. Is this just the beginning of it? Just the beginning of it tonight. Fortnite says Craig Goodwin is actually the Australian Messi. Great start for the Reds, man. Great start. Wellington. Look to Wellington's advantage. They're heading into this game with no expectation. They've really struggled towards the end of this season. Just managed to hold on to their place in the top 6. What have they got? Callan Elliott's lost the ball to Craig Goodwin, who's not the man you want to give it to. Kitto. Early ball for Blackwood wasn't the right option there. Dude, Wellington struggling to clear their lines. Here's Craig Goodwin again. Adelaide would love a second here in quick succession, just to really put Wellington on the back foot. Kyoto. Adelaide. Looking threatening here, man, every time they get forward now. Craig Goodwin. Surely a fair shout for the Johnny Warren medal this season. He's done it again. Corner for the Reds. Goodwin's outswinging delivery is decent. Goal kick. Charlie asks, what is the Johnny Warren medal? Johnny Warren medal goes to the player who has been decided to have been the best player across the whole competition. So basically the A-League MVP. The A-League MVP. So look, for me, it should be Craig Goodwin for this season. I think he's been fantastic. I think Brandon Borello comes close, but Craig Goodwin's just in another bracket, in my opinion. Class above. And he is so important to this Adelaide United side. And look at that pass. Oh my gosh, it's almost worked out for Haller and Ollie Sales come out to claim that. But it's the stuff like that. Like Craig Goodwin will just randomly play just like a giant switch. His crossing ability is I think second to none in the competition. And he's a goal scorer too. You know, he plays out wide, he plays as a winger, but he's always double digits now on the scoring charts. And it was, as Frenzied Rabbit said a moment ago, Goodwin is inevitable. Indeed. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to show your support, helps me out a whole lot. Possession stats so far on the broadcast. 63 for Adelaide. Just the 37% possession for the Knicks. (1-0) to Adelaide. And they're looking to make it more. Phoenix unable to get anything going forward. He's Yabi Lopez in a decent position. He's going to shoot. Oh, no, he's going to pass. Great play. Halloran. Oh, almost an own goal. And Phoenix clear. Well, Phoenix. The Knicks. Dude. I want this home semi-final in Wellington, man. We'd love to see it, but at this rate, it's no chance of happening. Wellington are looking frail at the back. Too easy. They're getting in behind too easy, Adelaide United. The Reds. If you guys saw on the channel, we did a video early in the week. Check it out after this stream if you haven't, where we played through the A-League finals. We played through the A-League finals on FIFA 23. We did the elimination finals matchups, and then we went into the semis. And in my FIFA playthrough, Adelaide got through to the grand final and won the whole thing over Sydney FC. Are we potentially seeing a grand final or championship winning run for Adelaide here in the final series? Still very early days, of course. And there is an injury concern here for Isaias. Did he cop onto the neck? Or the mouth? I don't think the Adelaide players are happy about it too. It looked accidental. You could lip read what Isaias was saying there. Not even a yellow. Not even a yellow. 4 shots so far for the Reds. Just the one for Wellington so far, according to the broadcast. 26 minutes in. Wellington need to step up here. Need to change something. Need to get themselves onto the ball because they're on the receiving end of some Adelaide United domination right now. They are second best in every department so far. The Reds coming forward again. It's good delivery. Great chance. Header goes wide. Was that Blackwood? George Blackwood shifted into the starting lineup ahead of Ibasuki, ahead of Ivanovic. Just misses his chance there. Good opportunity. But the ball movement, man, from Adelaide, we're going to talk about that. The way they're just shifting the ball from one side to the other really smoothly. Lovely to watch. Lovely to see. But I wonder what is going through Ufuk Talei's head right now. Wellington Phoenix coach, I'm sure will be pretty concerned with what he's seeing. Just unable to get anything going, Wellington. I mean, they're not touching the ball at all right now. It's all Adelaide. Jay Barnett's had a good start to this game, connecting with the players on the left wing. Rare giveaway by Goodwin, and he's won it back instantly. That epitomizes Craig Goodwin just there. He lost the ball and won it back within 2 seconds. And Charlie says here, Adelaide are looking very good. They're looking fantastic right now. They're dominating in every department. There could be another chance for them here. Just the passing play is fantastic, especially in this final third. Fortnite says Blackwood is so underrated, a true team player. Delivery for Kitso. Here's how it goes wide. Creating chances, man. And we're almost half an hour into this game. Wellington have to change it up. So look, even just from this goal kick, like let's see what let's just really analyze what Wellington do here, because they don't seem to be getting any of the ball. They're sending it forward and they're losing it way too quickly. Sales goal kick. So Wada wins the header. Rufa collects. Sass. See, this is good, but they need it. It just breaks down. They need to. It's just sloppiness. So far, it's just sloppiness for Wellington. And even there, you know, that you saw some of their attacking players start to make runs forward, but it didn't matter because they lost the ball way too quickly. Aussie Wixie's in here, says, hope Wellington win for our sakes, us being Mariners. It's interesting, actually. I was talking about it earlier, Wixie. I almost wouldn't mind to face Adelaide, you know? I wouldn't mind facing Adelaide. After we beat them so convincingly last time around, you know? Whereas someone like Wanderers, I think, might be a trickier matchup. Fortnite just a moment ago says, like the good old saying, it's not about it's not bad to lose the ball. It's how you react to get it back. Indeed. And it's the sign of a championship player, man. It's just the little things. It's all about those little things, isn't it? Fortnite says, if you actually look at how many late goals and assists Blackwood has done, you would be surprised. Unlucky with injuries, unfortunately. Yeah, he struggled this season, hasn't he? He had that bad injury he sustained away to, I believe it was Melbourne City. Missed a chunk of the campaign. That's right. That's right, Aussie Wixie, yeah. Dude, I can't wait for the I can't wait for this home semi-final, dude. As a Mariners fan, it's gonna be just the crowd. I'm really expecting a massive crowd. Do you know if the Yellow Army are boycotting? Yellow Army haven't said anything about boycotting. So, yeah, we haven't seen anything. He's kid over on the left wing corner. I kind of feel sorry for Wellington at the moment, man. It's a bit helpless for them at the moment. You get the sense that they can't really do much, hey? Adjust. You're just watching them play and it's like, man, like, what can they do? Just stop this red onslaught. Good corner. Barnett. Was that a handball? The arms were probably close to the chest there, if they did hit an arm. Oh. So close to a second there. It was Blackwood's header again. Lockie, will he be going to the Mariners semi-final? Big yes, man. Can't wait for it. Arguably Mariners' biggest game in 10 years. Not missing it at all. Can't wait for it. Was it Nick Hansel with that? So maybe, I don't know. I think it was George Blackwood. So Blackwood were already with a couple of missed opportunities. Forward pass. Again, look. Like when Wellington have the ball in their forward half, they lose it. They don't have it for more than 4 seconds, So fast. Newey Jets football's going to the derby tomorrow night. Love to see it. Hopefully be atmosphere at this game. Great chance. Almost for a second, Blackwood. He's had a couple of chances now, Blackwood, hasn't he? Aussie Wixie just on tomorrow's game as well. Of course, we've got Sydney Wanderers tomorrow in the elimination final. Game is going to be very entertaining. It's got the potential to be one of the biggest games we've seen in A-League history. Just the stakes around it, obviously with it being a final. And massive opportunity for both sides, especially Wanderers, who it's their first time in the finals for several years now. Big chance for Wanderers. Fortnite says, as an Adelaide fan, I can't be excited since we're the kings of conceding. I mean, that's the thing. Red's defense has been leaky. So we'll see. But so far, aside from that Zawada chance early on, Wellington have had nothing. Nothing going forward. So I wouldn't be too worried just yet. If you're a Wellington fan. Like, look at that part. Like, Callan Elliott just sends a random long pass forward to no one. This is probably going to be offside for Goodwin. But you just compare... Oh, Halloran. Almost with a chance, but surely that was offside. Costa watching from live in the stadium. Costa, a regular viewer of our live streams. Enjoying the vibe. How's the crowd looking, Costa? Has it built up a bit more? It looks, dude, on the broadcast, it looks really strong. Really strong. Not too many empty seats at Cooper Stadium tonight, which is great to see. Which is one of the great things about A-League finals. Usually the crowd numbers are right up there. Yeah, man. We'd love to see you jump on the vlog for the content, man. Always need more A-League content out there. Especially from the fans. Had a bunch of people, we were talking about it last week, and some of the watch-alongs, a lot of people keen to do vlogs and stuff at games next season and content around the A-Leagues, which is awesome. Dude, this half's gone by very quickly. Is that just me? Or has this half gone by very quickly? Got less than 10 minutes to go. Forward pass, Blackwood. Well done to keep that in. He causes a throw-in rather than the goal kick. Here we go. Passes in opposition half. 151 for Adelaide, 60 for Wellington, according to the broadcast, which again sums it up. 11 crosses to 1. 11 crosses to 1 for Adelaide. Let me just ask, is CommBank Stadium good, Lockie? What are your thoughts? It's one of the best stadiums in the country, in my opinion. I haven't been to, obviously, every stadium in the country, but for my experience, every experience at CommBank has been a good one. I think it's a fantastic football stadium. I love it, just like the box feel to it. Here's Wellington counterattack. Well cut out. Joe Gauchi sets. We'll clear it. I love CommBank Stadium. I think it's great. That's sort of what I was saying before, sort of that it's got like a boxy sort of structure to it, which makes the atmosphere even more vibey, you know? Yeah, I love it. I've been there. I think I've been there 3 or 4 times now. Always great. And I'm sure tomorrow night's going to be absolutely epic. Final stages of this first half. And Adelaide in cruise control right now, man. Cruise control. Charlie's in the chat says, I've got some Chinese to go for dinner to go with some A-League football. Glad you're kicking back with that food, my man. We already had some other food mentions earlier on. We had some consecutive people eating pizza tonight. It sounds really boring now that I bring it up again, but I always someone was having Singapore noodles earlier. I love hearing all the random food mentions. Here's a chance for a Wellington counterattack. As Wada bringing the ball forward. What's he going to do? Good choice. Utilizes Sass off the right. He delivers. Headed clear by Nick Ansell. So see, that was better. And that's good. They've won the ball half the park here. This is better from Wellington. Late on in the first half. They're looking to build here. This is rare. This feels weird. Adelaide are pinned back in their own half now, and Wellington. What are they going to do? This is their chance, man. This is their chance. Dude, we had Newey Jets had pizza too. Everyone's had pizza tonight. I don't know what it is. It's like Friday night pizza night. Can Phoenix capitalize? They've got a free kick deep. Charlie asks how come Crave is benched. Yeah, it was an interesting one. We talked about it before the game. Costa Barbarousas is the one who's been brought in place of Kraev. Potentially. I mean, we were talking before about how Costa Barbarouses is one of the more experienced finals players, so maybe looking for that experience. To be fair, though, Kraev hasn't been that great in recent weeks. Also, pizza says Tan Lee, and as CFC fan TV mentions, hat trick of people eating pizza. I think that's 4 now. It's like 4 or 5 people, random people in the chat have been eating pizza tonight. Dude, I want pizza now. Here we go. Phoenix, chance. Jan Sass, long range strike is decent. Just wide. Just wide, man. Good opportunity there. Rare shot on goal for Wellington, but it just goes wide from Jan Sass. Found a good little pocket of space, though. And he's got a good left foot. This truck just goes wide, though. Fortnite says, I've got the TV playing the game, iPad watching Lockie, some pasta and wine in front of me. Does not get better than that. There you go. Sounds beautiful, my friend. Shot stats, according to the broadcast 9 for Adelaide, just 2 for Wellington. Worth pointing out, those 2 shots for Wellington were 40 minutes apart. 40 minutes apart. It hasn't been a performance worthy of a finals team, to be brutally honest, from Wellington. What's the story behind you being a Mariners fan? Asks Charlie. Good question. I could probably dive into it a bit more halftime, which is only in a few minutes' time. But to give you the short version, I'm born and raised on the Central Coast, home of the Mariners. So that's basically the short answer. It's where I grew up. So I'm a coastie local, and Central Coast locals will understand. We're very proud of the Mariners. They're the only professional sporting team in the region. So it's a very unique situation here on the Central Coast. And I loved football growing up. I played soccer growing up, so it all worked out nicely. Here's Zawada with a chance, though. Goes down to the box. Phoenix plays appeal, but Reza Fagani says not having it. I'm interested to see the replay of this. We want to see this replay. There was another half penalty shout for Wellington earlier in the half, but it looked like a clean tackle. But this one, perhaps more interest in it. Because Wellington players were appealing. Ball's still in play. We're not going to see this replay for a while, I think. But just an interesting talking point. Could be a big moment in the game. Forward pass is good. Down the line. Kept in play. So Phoenix, last 5 minutes for Phoenix, they've looked a little bit better. They've gotten themselves on the ball and trying to get things going forward. Good for them. Good on them. They're trying. They're trying, and I appreciate that. I apologize, Phoenix fans. I don't mean to be condescending. Moments to go in this first half. Make sure you stick around at halftime. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to do a little bit of preview for the Sydney Derby and do a bit of a Q&A. So if you guys have got any questions or anything, get them ready in the chat, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion as we like to always do at halftime. But so far, it's Adelaide United 1, Wellington 0. It's been a dominant half for the Reds, but it's not over. They've only got one goal to show for all their domination. And while they have dominated, I guess to be fair, the chances haven't necessarily been massive, goal scoring opportunities. Wellington defensive structure has been okay. 1 minute of added time. One more chance perhaps for Wellington to attack. Space out the right. They're attacking with pace. Phoenix. Oh, good chance. Was that Ugarkovic sneaking in at the near post? Jay Barnett has just cut it out, and it's going to be a corner here to finish off the half. Corner here for Wellington to finish off the half. Dude, an equaliser here would make the second half real fun. Costa Barbarouses with the pace going forward. And it was Ugarkovic who was sneaking in. Well done, Jay Barnett, tracking back. Okay, here's a look at that penalty shout. Okay, yeah, there isn't too much in it. Yavi Lopez was the culprit, but I don't think there was too much in there. All right, Phoenix corner. Jan Sass to deliver the in-swinger. Final play of the half. Goal here would be massive for Phoenix. Jan Sass delivery. Falls. Oh my gosh, what a chance. So close for Wellington late on. What an opportunity. It came off the post. Well, it fell for Rufa. And he posted. Oh my gosh. And Gauchi. And then was it David Ball who tried to kick it out of Gauchi's hands? Gauchi claimed the ball. And yeah, David Ball just went and kicked at his hands. But anyway, it's half time. Adelaide United 1, Wellington 0, courtesy of a goal from Reds captain Craig Goodwin. Goodwin masterclass is in action tonight. What do you guys make of it? Dominant for the Reds, man. Goal for Goodwin separates the two sides. So to be fair, there's still plenty of football to be played, and then there's only one goal down. Phoenix. And I don't think it takes 1 minute to turn things around. And look, they came close there. Wellington finished off that half a little bit better, hey? A little bit better. What else are we saying in the chat here? New Jet says, am I correct in saying the winner of this game plays Mariners at Gosford? 50% correct. If Adelaide win, they will be going through to face Mariners in the two-leg semis. First leg to be played in Adelaide, second leg to be played in Gosford. If Wellington go through, then it'll be either Wanderers or Sydney to face Mariners in the semi-finals. Wellington will go through to play City. To explain it a bit better, we'll pull up this the graphic from Google here of the fixtures. Not sure if some of these dates are locked in for the away legs, for the semis, for the first leg, sorry. But yeah, Wellington win, they would go through to take on Melbourne City. Adelaide win, they are through to take on Central Coast Mariners, which will be a very entertaining two-legged final series. But look, Wellington could come back here, cause an upset. They would go through to face Melbourne City because they would be the lowest ranked out of the elimination final sides, and that would leave either Wanderers or Sydney to be taking on the Central Coast Mariners. What's going on here? Costa's here. Costa, how's it feeling in the stadium, my man? How's it feeling? How's the fans? Is it loud? Is it passionate? Sydney FC Fan TV says, "What a first 45 minutes of finals. It was good. It was tight. Neither team was giving too much, but Adelaide, much more ambitious out of the two sides, that's for sure." But Wellington have to do better. Wellington have to do better in the second, man. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 is in the chat. It says Adelaide should have had 3 or 4 goals. They really should have. George Blackwood had a few opportunities later on in the half. We had Yavi Lopez with a good header as well. Wellington are fortunate to only be 1 behind. There is a chance now for Wellington to get into the halftime sheds. Ufuk Talay gives them a bit of a spray. If Wellington lose, we haven't mentioned this yet tonight. Wellington lose, this is Ufuk Talay's last match in charge. So Ufuk Talay's, heading into these games, knowing that this is his last, potentially his last game with the squad. Just got to go for it. Just got to go for it, man. I assume you mean it's fair, to be honest. Not the best, if I'm not being biased. Fair enough. It looks like a decent crowd. Looks like a decent crowd at Cooper Stadium. Been very entertaining so far, says Jessica. Jet says, why Sunday night for Mariners game, 14th of May? I believe being a school night should be played through the day. We'll pull up the graphic again here. So Newey Jets football is, of course, referring to the dates that have been listed for the first legs. Now, these dates down here for the second legs are locked in, as far as I'm aware. The tickets are on sale for these games now. I know that because I've purchased my tickets already for the Mariners game on the 20th of May. The first legs, I don't think these days and times are correct. We should expect this to be a Friday and Saturday, just like the second legs are. So I'm not sure why they've gone in and said Saturday and Sunday for these games. I'd expect it to be Friday and Saturday. Because your point is right. The Newey Jets, I mean, it's very rare that we see nighttime games, like especially 7:45 for like a Sunday night. So I don't think these are correct. This is just from Google. So when you Google it, this is what comes up. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It could be, if it is a Sunday, like if they do Sunday finals, which they have done in the past, I'm pretty sure. It's usually like a 4:00 or something. It's usually a 4:00. How big do you reckon the Mariners semi-final crowd will be? Well, we were talking about it a bit earlier, actually, and we're talking about some of the biggest crowds we've seen at Central Coast Stadium. This is the chance. There's an opportunity here to see one of the biggest crowds we have seen in some time. I don't know if it'll break the all-time biggest crowd, but it could get up there. It could get up there. I'd like to think that we'll see more than 15,000. I think that would be epic. But I'll pull up a comment here from earlier before kickoff. We were talking about record attendances. John P7 in the chat said earlier in the stream, record attendance at Central Coast was in the 2007-2008 season, around 20 between Central Coast and Newcastle Jets. I was at the game. I was very young at the time. 19,238. I mean, which is would be crazy if we pulled a similar number. Look, I think if we take on like Western Sydney Wanderers, I think we could see a similar number. Because you think of all the Mariners fans that would show up. Mariners, Central Coast fans get behind the team when they make finals. And then Wanderers fans coming up from Sydney, I mean, it would be massive. It would be massive. So I think if it's like a Wanderers matchup for Mariners, we could see a similar crowd. But yeah, it'll be interesting. New Jet says, I want to go to the Mariners. Second leg atmosphere is great there. I love the cannon. Yeah, man, we love the cannon. Great feature of Central Coast Stadium when the Mariners score a goal. If no one's aware of what the cannon is, every time the Mariners score, there's like a cannon that like gets fired after every goal, which is great. Yeah, man, great to see you working away on the content there, New Jets football. We had some few people earlier on talking about making some content throughout finals and into next season, which is great to see. We need more fans making content, that's for sure. It's great to see more and more fans sort of joining the fan content world sphere, if you like. All right. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to throw them in the chat, or any thoughts on the game or potentially the Sydney derby being played tomorrow night. Costa says, I hope we keep a clean sheet. It will give us confidence. Absolutely, especially after conceding 4 last week against Mariners. The Reds would love nothing more than to keep a clean sheet, wouldn't they? They would love that. At this rate, they're going to. I mean, aside from that scare at the end where Wellington hit the chance, when Wellington hit the post, Wellington had the chance where they hit the post. Adelaide have been fine at the back, man. They've been fine. Have it in 13 games. There you go. And that's been like the Achilles heels, I guess, for Adelaide. I mean, they've conceded 46 goals this season. 46. That's 19. Sorry, 19. Yes, 19 more goals than Western Sydney Wanderers. It's too many. It's too many. And look, questions were raised when we saw Nick Ansell in the starting lineup tonight. Let's pull up these lineup graphics once again, because it was very perplexing seeing some of the changes for Adelaide United. But so far, it's working out all right. Adelaide, of course, Craig Goodwin with the goal. Yellow card to Ryan Kiddo. I missed that one. Did Kiddo get booked? Must have missed that. Nick Ansell, of course, starting at the back. A rare start for Nick Ansell, who hasn't played too much football this season. Has missed out with injury, of course. I just wonder where it's going to come from for Wellington Phoenix. I mean, Costa Barbarouses has had a couple moments. Zawada's looking hungry. Let's have a look at the benches. I mean, I think we'll expect to see, of course, Ibasuki and maybe Aaron Kunda to come on as well. For Wellington Phoenix, do they bring on Clayton Lewis at the break? Is Krayev someone who comes on as well? Interestingly enough, there's probably more experience on the Wellington bench. But for Adelaide United, you'd get to say their bench is stronger. Just these young players are just performing so well this season. Because it's based off your FIFA finals. I hope that's what happens. Adelaide to win. The thing will be epic. Yeah, if you guys missed it, we did a video on the channel the other day, which you can watch now, where we played through all the A-League finals games on FIFA. And Adelaide ended up going through all the way. Sydney FC were the other team to make it through the grand final. So it was an Adelaide-Sydney grand final, which I'd be surprised if that actually happened in real life. I want to see a home final in Wellington, so I'm rooting for them in the second. Me too, dude. I'd love to see a Wellington home final. It's going to take something big for them to get back into this game, but yeah, we'd love to see it. Creating your own, right? I created my own. Right now I need to play Adelaide Mariners. Both legs West Sydney Wanderers are through. There you go. Which is probably more likely, for it to be like Adelaide Mariners and Wanderers to go through. But yeah, my final series was kind of weird. There were a couple upsets, weren't there? Like I think I had like the first leg between City and Sydney, and like I was playing as Sydney and we won the first leg like 5-1 or something. Which if that happened in real life, that'd be a meltdown. Everyone would freak out. All right, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go boil the kettle. In the meantime, we'll keep the lineup graphic up on screen, and we'll be back in a moment as we boil the kettle, ready for a halftime cup of tea. We'll be back in a moment. Ooh. Not long now until the second half gets underway. Adelaide 1, Phoenix 1. I see some guy watching you in the RA. Is this I see some guy watching you in the RA. Oh, in the Red Army. I took a second to figure out what RA was. Is that Costa? Brock, who's an Adelaide United fan, he's at the game. Says, "I see some guy watching you in the Red Army." It must be Costa because Costa's been tuning in throughout the game. So there you go. Speaking of Costa, Costa's in the chat. Says music comment here. I know you play guitar in music today. I learned how to play three chords. Nice, man. That's awesome. Good on you, man. There you go, Costa. It's probably me, dude. Through this isn't this beautiful. Through Coastwatch Football's live watch along, we bring fans together. Have we got Costa and Brock connecting at the stadium? There you go. But dude, that would be bizarre. Hello to anyone who's watching me over the shoulder of someone else at Cooper Stadium right now. I hope to visit your beautiful stadium one day. Anyway. Second half is just around the corner. Troy says, plenty of time to go. I'm sticking to my 3-2 prediction. See more goals coming. I hope it opens up. I'm sure it will. All right, second half is just around the corner. I'm going to go get my cup of tea, and we are going to get underway with the second half. See you guys in just a second. Second half of this game. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's stream is not sponsored by Dairy Milk Hazelnut Chocolate. Tonight's snack. What's your halftime snack? Drop it in the chat right now because we are about to get underway with the second half. It is underway right now. Perfect timing. Second half is underway. Have we got any substitutions? Have we got any halftime substitutions? I didn't see any. But let me know because I was away for a second there. Wellington Phoenix need to be more bold in the second half. Okay, we do. Barbarousis off. Krayev on. Okay, so we hinted at it. And it's happened. Krayev is on. Tan Lee's got the Oreos. Love it. Love to see it. We love the Oreos. All right. Krayev playing off that left-hand side for Phoenix. Does this second half continue the way the first left off? Wellington finished brightly there at the end. Dude, Troy's on the pizza. Dude, everyone's on the pizza tonight. I'm missing out. I've always, sometimes I see streamers, people who stream and like they're eating. I would never do that just because, I don't know, I just feel like I'd feel weird because I'm talking and stuff. And I was like, how could you do that anyway? But wouldn't that be funny? Maybe I should just have a pizza here. Actually, I do remember I did that one watch long last year. I had some spaghetti bolognese or something. Dude, if we've got two people eating Oreos, what are the chances? Anyway, Wellington free kick. Decent delivery to no one, but it's going to fall. Oh, great chance. Was it Wooten? Early opportunity for Wellington here. Headed away for a corner. Early chance for Phoenix in this second half. We'd love a Phoenix goal, man, just to level things out here. Let's crack into the hazelnut chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. Jan Sass to deliver this corner. Coastwatch live streams where anything can happen. I'm going to take a bite of this chocolate after this corner because anything can happen here. Gauchi's going to claim that. Decent start to the second half for Wellington Phoenix. Spencer, hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for still tuning in. Dude, are you tuning in from work right now? Thanks for jumping in and saying hi, man. Hope work goes all right. Hope you're having a good week. Troy says, we don't mind food. Food is life and great for streaming. Always a great vibe in here. Saying g'day from work. Dude, thanks. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope work's gone well. Here's a chance for Phoenix. Cutting it back. Great chance. Good block. Was it Nick Ansell again? Dude, Nick Ansell. Dude, we talked about Nick Ansell before kickoff, and we were like, interesting. He's starting ahead of Lockie Barr. So far, he's justified that selection. He's playing well. Playing well. Missing all the finals games. Spencer, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. I hope work goes all right for you, man. And I hope the other content that's coming out on the channel brings you some joy, even if you can't make the streams. Okay, delivery, Tim Payne. It's rare that we see a centre back delivering corners, but it's Tim Payne doing it here. Chance for Adelaide to counterattack here. Craig Goodwin, Jay Barnett making the run. Great chance for Adelaide. Barnett feeding. Is it Blackwood? Easy save in the end for Sale. Easy save. And Ollie Sales had a little grab out at Jay Barnett there. Oh, dude, Adelaide came flying forward there after that corner. Great counterattack. Jay Barnett. Oh, dude. Like the pass was good. Credit. Was it Tim Payne who, after taking that corner, got all the way back in defense? Well done. Troy in the chat says, I just worked 7 days straight. So glad I'm not back till Monday. Always good to enjoy a weekend of football. Indeed. Indeed. Taser in the chat. Talking about Sydney Derby tomorrow. What are the Cove doing about tomorrow's game? Because I know the RBB are attending it. The Cove have put out a public statement saying that they will be boycotting the game. Yes. So the Cove active fan base of Sydney FC have said they won't be attending. Great, good one. Dude, space opening up already. The Wellington Phoenix. I said they needed to go for it, but they are really committing numbers forward here because Adelaide are looking dangerous on the counter. They've got a corner here, Reds. Corner for Adelaide United. Come on, Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. We want a Phoenix win. We want a Phoenix win, man. All right, Reds corner here. Hit Louis Dorigo. Good block. Another follow-up here. Oh, dude, it was a decent strike. Jay Barnett. His shot saved. Got some power behind that, didn't he? Well done. Well done, Jay Barnett. So far, an entertaining opening to the second half, man. Both teams coming out and playing with a little bit more aggression, a little bit more adventure, if we want to continue the alliteration. Ugarkovic in the middle for Wellington. Phoenix getting... Oh, I was about to talk up Wellington Phoenix, and Ugarkovic just plays it out of play. Sloppy. Sounds like Ugarkovic is set to leave Phoenix too after just 1 year at the club. And with Lewis set to leave too, you'd imagine Phoenix will be looking for some midfield replacements for next season. Giveaway from Ansell. This is promising for Wellington, though. They're not getting pinned into their own half like they were last time around, in the first half. This is okay. This is all right for Wellington. Craves on the field, of course. He came on at halftime in replace of Costa Barbarouses, but so far we haven't seen too much of Kraev. Have Phoenix ever had a home final? What's funnily enough, I was asking the same question earlier, and I don't think so. So if anyone knows, let me know in the chat. But to my memory, they've never had a home final. They've had away finals. They've been in plenty of away finals. They were in the away. They had an away elimination final last year against Western, which they lost. So Wellington have won a free kick here in a good position. Just a late challenge from Jay Barnett. A good delivery here. Could create a dangerous chance. Keep an eye on Oscar Zawada, 6'4", inside the box. Tim Payne's going to deliver. Dude, the centre back on set piece duty. You love to see it. Jan Sass is there as well if they want that in swinging delivery. Kraev at the far post. Zawada there. Rufa with the height as well. Delivery towards that near post. Gauchi claims. They're going for that counter-attack again, Adelaide. It's Halloran. Phoenix are back there, though. Entertaining opening 10 minutes of this second half. Opportunities for both sides. And we had some predictions earlier on for a high-scoring game, and you get the sense that it's on the verge of just opening up a little bit, and the goals could come flooding for both sides. I think it's very important for Adelaide to get a goal here, to get a second goal. If it stays this way, Just to keep that buffer, especially in a big finals game like this. All it takes is one opportunity. We saw late on in that first half, Wellington came close. Well done, Callan Elliott. Stopping the goal kick. Ball goes out for a throw. But Adelaide, you get the sense that we'll need a second goal. We'll absolutely need a second goal. And look, they've got Ibusuki and Iran Kunda to come on. So there are goals there for sure. Isaias looking for that little chip. Nicely weighted ball. Maybe not so much, actually. Almost went out of play there for Halloran. It's going to be another throw-in, I think. Adelaide really pinning Phoenix in here. Possession stats. Dude, interestingly enough, on the broadcast here, possession stats, Phoenix dominating possession so far, which is a complete contrast to the first half, where we saw Adelaide dominating pretty much every stat. So that's it's a positive for Wellington. They've come out and they've kept Adelaide to just the one goal in the first half. And look, maybe Ufuk Tale was chill at halftime. But here comes Craig Goodwin again, inside the box. He's gone down. Was there a penalty in there? There weren't really any appeals. Maybe it was just a trip. Ryan Kiddo, good chance here. Delivery. Should go out of play here, and it will. Goal kick. Offside, actually. So I think Adelaide will be a bit nervy as long as it stays 1-0. Because they've had plenty of chances now to score a second, and they haven't. And they'll just be thinking, we need to take one of these opportunities. We need that second goal. We need that buffer. Just to relax things a little bit. Especially because Wellington have come out in the second half much brighter, which has been good. Phoenix were very disappointing in that first period. Strong crowd at Cooper Stadium tonight. Crowd prediction for me, 12,000. Yeah, let's do 12,123. 12,123. That's my crowd prediction. Phoenix winning the ball there. Well done, Kraev. A little bit more physicality from Kraev compared to Barbarouses, which is maybe something that Phoenix were lacking in that first half. Appeals for a handball, not given. But Adelaide seem a little bit more happy to defend, you know what I mean? Like we're seeing that they're allowing Phoenix the ball. They've got the lead and they're not going too crazy to win it back. Just keeping their shape. As we approach the hour mark. The second half just settling down a little bit. Switch of play here. Kraev. Decent pass here. Zawada has to collect it. But they've got the ball in a good area of the field. They need to get numbers forward here, Phoenix. They're in a good position. They're going to go backwards here. An hour has been played. Adelaide 1, Wellington 0. Craig Goodwin with the only goal in the game so far. Phoenix, though. Just feel like they're getting closer and closer to this chance. Need to create some shots on goal, though. This is a good build here from Phoenix. Kraev off the left. Inside. That's going to roll out for a goal kick. It's better. Look, it's much better. Some good combination play there. But still not finding those shots. Need those chances. Need to create those chances, man. And they're not quite doing that just yet, Wellington Phoenix. But it's better. You can see they're eager to attack. Those attacking players for Phoenix are eager to get forward and create those opportunities. Dude, I totally forgot about my chamomile tea. Win probability on the broadcast, 86% Adelaide, 14% Wellington. I guess that's fair. You know, Adelaide being the home side. I don't know, though. 14% for Wellington. Probably could have seen it a little bit higher. They're still in with a shout. Just takes one moment here. Roofer on the ball for Phoenix. What can he do? Fullbacks are getting forward. That's what they want. They need that width. Moragas in an advanced position. Goes back. Ugarkovic. Wellington really committing numbers forward here now. They've got their fullbacks right up the pitch. Well done, Adelaide, staying strong. Substitution time for the Reds, though. And it's Irun Kunda coming on for Jay Barnett. Jay Barnett's played well tonight. Very committed performance. Very passionate. Passionate performance from Jay Barnett. Committed in his challenges. And Hiroshi Ubisuki's going to be coming on as well, you'd expect for George Blackwood. So it looks like probably a front two now with Irun Kunda and Ibisuki. Or maybe Irun Kunda out on the wing and Halloran to play more central. It is Blackwood that comes off for Ibisuki. There's Nestore, right wing. It's going to be interesting too because we've just, we commented on it just a moment ago how Wellington are pushing their fullbacks a little bit higher up the pitch now. And Nestore Irinkunda loves that because that means he has space to exploit if Lucas Moragas gets too far up the pitch here. Here is Moragas with a good delivery. Away by Warland. It's going to be a Phoenix corner. Wellington looking for this equaliser. Just need this one chance. The one opportunity. It's coming, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. Here we go. Decent delivery. Close to the keeper. Gauchi punches. Oh, Irun Kunda's breaking away here. Here we go. Moragas trying to bring him down. Releasing Goodwin. Goodwin running into defenders. Penalty? It's a penalty. Callan Elliott bringing down Goodwin. Desperate in defense. Well done, Irun Kunda, who was breaking forward. It is a penalty for the Reds. The counter-attack was swift, as it has been all night. Lucas Moragas, dude, you almost feel like Lucas Moragas needed to foul Irun Kunda there. He was trying to, but Nestore was just too fast, and Callan Elliott just had to bring Goodwin down there. Oh, so clumsy too. So clumsy the way Elliott did it too. So a chance here for the Reds to make it 2. Big moment for Ollie Sale. This could potentially be Ollie Sale's final game in a Wellington Phoenix shirt. He is set to join Perth Glory next season. Craig Goodwin is stepping up to score his second goal of the match and give Adelaide a massive chance of going through to the semis to tee up another meeting with the Mariners. Goodwin v. Sale. And it's in. 2-0 to the Reds. Easy from Craig Goodwin. And he celebrates in front of the Red Army. Adelaide are up 2-0. Costa loves it in the Red Army. Here's a replay of that penalty. Clumsy from Elliott. What was he thinking? Craig Goodwin with 2 tonight. Adelaide, huge advantage now, man. Huge. We were talking about the importance of that second goal. It's going to be difficult for Wellington now. They got to go for it. Man. There you go. Sixth A-League brace from Craig Goodwin, according to the broadcast. Substitution. Wellington Phoenix responding by bringing on Clayton Lewis to replace Alex Ruffy here. Lewis, more of a creative midfielder compared to Rufa. So an understandable change here. But here we go. Just over 20 minutes left. Adelaide are up 2-0. A brace from Craig Goodwin. These are the games, man. These are the games where the big players step up, and it's been Goodwin who stepped up. Confident from the penalty spot. What's the percentage saying now? Good question, man. Good question. What was it before? 86% for Adelaide? You'd think it's closer to maybe like 94 now. The chance of Adelaide coming back is slim. Not impossible. Not impossible. There's still time. Shot here goes wide. In fact, it's a deflection here. Kraev's shot's deflected. Phoenix. Phoenix need to score here. Phoenix need to get one back. Jan Sass to deliver. Can they find it? Decent delivery. Again, Adelaide are dealing with his corners well, man, so far. They're doing a decent job of defending. It's really hurting Adelaide, though. We're seeing how dangerous it's really hurting Phoenix. We're seeing how dangerous Adelaide are on the counter-attack, sorry. And it's what brought that penalty on. Long ball here. Gauchi clears. Throw in. That's right, Frenzy Rabbit, says we all know full well. It only takes a couple of minutes to score a couple of goals in a final. That's right. That's right. We have seen it in the past. It would be huge from Wellington, playing at an away venue like Cooper's, which is one of the trickiest venues to go to. It would take some heroics from their key players if they wanted to get back into this game. There's still 20 minutes to go. So they'll create chances, that's for sure. They've won it in a decent position. Coming forward now. The left-hand side. Nice turn there. I think that's Moragas. Goes back to Kraev, who delivers. Zawada. Not too far away. Zawada's header just sailing wide. That was better, though. Zawada's barely had a chance this game, hasn't he? I think he had one shot in the first minute. And I can't recall him having another chance throughout the whole match. He needed to do better there, though, Zawada. You'd expect him to do better. A player who's been in good goal-scoring form for Phoenix. 15 goals across the season. Adelaide with a chance. Goodwin. Goodwin still. Defenders getting back. Great chance. Desperate defending. Long ball here at Wellington looking for the counter. David ball off the left. Oh, dude, the back pass. Looking for Sass, didn't work out. Still on for Phoenix. Can they fashion a chance? Zawada out wide. Shot goes wide from Kraev. It's more desperate. This attacking from Phoenix is more desperate, but it's not working out. Red Army are loving it. Costa, where are you? Brock, where are you? Good shot of the Red Army there. Loving it. Phoenix fans. Not happy at the moment, though. Two-0 to the Reds. Just over 15 minutes away from booking a semi-final tie with Central Coast Mariners, which will be back at Cooper Stadium next week. Pumpkin Rider's here. Says, I made it to the stream. Good to see you here, mate. Hope you're doing well. Two 0 to Adelaide. Craig Goodwin masterclass so far. Fantastic right-footed strike in that first half. A penalty in the second. Could he complete the hat-trick? In a finals game, it'd be huge. Craig Goodwin. Ibisuki central. Cross isn't on. Here we go. Come on, Wellington. Got to get forward here, surely. Backline isn't showing much urgency in getting forward at all. Love the Mariners shirt in the background. Yeah, man, nice. It's a very nice new addition to the background. The signed jersey from the grand final, 2013 grand final, 10 years ago since Mariners were last in the grand final, and of course won the championship against Western Sydney. Here's a chance for Wellington. Great block. Body on the line stuff there from Ben Warland against Zawada. Corner for Wellington. Adelaide have not only have Adelaide defended these corners well, but after every single corner, Adelaide just go on the counter attack. That's going to be Clayton Lewis to deliver here, who usually delivers a decent set piece. Lewis. Delivery too close to Gauchi. And Gauchi just interestingly slower with this release. They're not going for it now. But here is Hiran Kunda. Dude, he's going to go himself here in Kunda, surely, right? No, he's gone for the pass. We just know Hiran Kunda's going to score this game too, don't we? We just know it. Big finals game like this. Goodwin. Goodwin goes down under the challenge. Adelaide win a free kick in their attacking half. When's the next Brisbane or Career Mode episode coming out? This weekend, Julian. Yeah, keep it on the channel this weekend. Next episode will be coming out real soon. And yeah, thanks so much for those of you who have been watching and enjoying the Brisbane or Career Mode. It's been doing well. So I appreciate it. Craig Goodwin goes short with his free kick. Wellington, deal with it. David Ball trying to get this out, but too heavy with his touch. 75 minutes have been played. Adelaide 2, Wellington 0. So far, it's been a comfortable home final for the Reds. Adelaide just casual in possession now, aren't they? Looking like they're in control. Looking like they're commanding things. Nice flick from Aaron Kunda. Can't find a teammate. All right, Wellington. What can they do here? What can they conjure up? Need to shift the ball forward. Need to get their attacking players in good positions. Long ball. Hasn't worked out for David Ball there. And Isaias has won it easily in midfield and sends it out wide. Third goal will end it here. Third goal should seal their place in the semis, the Reds. And as the minutes tick by, Wellington Phoenix starting to lose hope. It's a big task. Decent throw in. Phoenix will come away with it, though. Clayton Lewis, he's fouled. And Craig Goodwin, surely you're booking there for blocking that free kick, right? Surely you're booking, right? How's that not a yellow card? Did he get a yellow card there? I assumed that was just an automatic yellow card. Anyway, Craig Goodwin somehow escapes a booking there for blocking that Phoenix free kick. All right, here we go. Wellington in the opposition half. There's Moragas. That's it. Good play. Moragas on the left. Come on, Phoenix. Come on, Wellington. Free kick. Aaron Kunda committing the foul on Kraev. Aaron Kunda hasn't quite come in with much of a spark in this match. He struggled last week against Mariners, of course. And here against Wellington, he's maybe doing more defending than attacking this time around. So another set piece chance for Wellington. They've had a number of set pieces in the second half, but really, I think only one or two of them have eventuated in shots, and I don't know if any of them have been on target. A couple wayward ones. Anyway, here's the delivery from Payne. Not bad. Header goes up. Gauchi punches. And bizarrely punches it out for a corner when you'd think sending it up the field would have been a better decision, or at least out for a throw-in. So Lewis with the corner. In fact, it's Jansas to deliver. The Brazilian. Decent. Flicked back in. Dangerous area. The bicycle clearance. The overhead clearance from Iwazuki. Adelaide could counter here. Strong challenge. Foul on Goodwin. Well done, the Reds. Dude, we're talking about before about this leaky defense that Adelaide has. They've been very strict at the back tonight, Adelaide. Well done to them. Well done to them. Much better at the back. Toxin's in the chat. Bigger crowd, I would have thought. It looks pretty decent. It looks all right. Some vacant seats. But we were talking about it earlier. We had Costa, who's at the game. He was in the chat just a moment ago, saying that there's quite a bit of rain in Adelaide tonight, which perhaps affects things a little bit. Good one. Trying to get it forward for Kito. Ryan Kito on the ball. Adelaide would love a third just to finish things off here and make sure of it. Long ball for Wellington. Got to get these numbers forward, man. Got to get these numbers forward. You just look at the structure that Adelaide United are setting up here, and Wellington have just struggled to break through it. That's really been a narrative for much of this game now. They've had to improvise, Phoenix. And in attack, they just haven't been able to unlock this Adelaide backline. But it's not just the backline, to be fair. It's the whole team. They're defending as a team, Adelaide United. Yeah, and Sass on the ball now. Wellington knocking it around. Need a forward pass here. A lot of players just watching the ball. Out wide. Delivery is decent. Hanging up. Adelaide, yeah, the biggest thing across every facet of the game tonight, Adelaide have just been more desperate in challenges, in their desire to get to the ball and win the ball, in their determination moving the ball forward up the pitch. There's just been a higher intensity from Adelaide United tonight. But anyway, here's Callan Elliott. Ugarkovic can deliver. Decent cross to the far post. Headed away. Well done. And Irankunda's going to go here. Kraev just takes him out. Pochada, is it play on? Oh, no. Yellow card surely here for Kraev, and it is. Who is taking out Irankunda. And Irankunda stayed down here. Here's the replay. Was there an elbow involved here, maybe? A little bit of an elbow to the ribs of Irankunda there from Kraev. Kraev had no intention of going for the ball there at all. He knew Irankunda was away. And just went for the man. So Bojdar Kraev picks up a booking here for that foul on Irankunda. And with less than 10 minutes to go, that foul like that's more out of frustration than anything. All right. Phoenix have the ball at the back. Need to go here. Come on, man. Forward pass is cut off again. Credit to Adelaide, man. Credit to the Reds. Really disciplined performance. An important performance too after that shaky result last week against Mariners, sorry. The Reds just pinning them back now. Well done though. Jan Sass. He was pulled back, but they can break away here, and that'll be a yellow card for certain. And there's almost a little bit of Halloran on Zawada. And Zawada wasn't happy with the treatment from his opponent there. So let's have a look at this. Halloran with the easiest yellow card decision you'll see in your entire life. Was absolutely holding Zawada back and didn't let him go. Even after the whistle was blown. And Halloran afterwards is like putting his hands up as if like to be innocent. Here we go, substitutions here. Nick Ansell's had a good game. He's coming off the field to be replaced by Lockie Barr. Ethan Alligic is coming on also. Do you reckon tomorrow's night is going to be an empty stadium? No, the complete opposite. I think tomorrow night is going to be absolutely packed. Yeah, we should expect a massive crowd at the Sydney Derby tomorrow. Oscar Van Hattem's on for Wellington Phoenix, the young attacker. And Alligic is coming on to replace Halloran. Solid performance once again from Halloran, always a consistent performer. So Alligic on for the final stages. And Van Hattem has come on for Ugarkovic for Phoenix, which is an offensive change. So taking off a defensive midfielder here, Wellington. They're going to commit these numbers forward, and that's got to be a foul. Surely it is. So late on here. 86th minute. Van Hattem, limited minutes for Wellington this season. Wellington on so many occasions just defending out leads. Now chasing it. Now chasing this game. Final game for Ollie Sale. Final game for Coach Ufuk Tale. Clayton Lewis, Stephen Ugarkovic expected to be playing their last games too. Long ball for Irankunda is decent. Nestor Irankunda taking on his man. Still Irankunda. He's going to shoot. He's got to shoot, surely. Tease it up. Oh my gosh. Great chance for Ribasugi to tap it in just wide. Huge opportunity. Goodwin masterclass indeed, Charlie. Marcus looking ahead to the Sydney Derby tomorrow. Says, I reckon tomorrow was a penalty shootout. That would be great, wouldn't it? So close for Ibisuki indeed. Lucas Sports Show is in here. How's it going, Lucas? Good to see you back. Final moments of this game. Adelaide looking for one more. Irankunda, one way then the other. Shot. Good save, Sale. Nestor Irankunda looking to make it 3. Guys, if you have been enjoying this live stream, not too long to go, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to show your support, I greatly appreciate it. Here come Phoenix. Decent through ball. Oscar Zawada is going to look for this. Well done. Gauchi came flying out for that and claimed the ball. Dude, there hasn't really been many injuries or anything. You can't imagine there'd be much injury time. No more than 4. No more than 4 minutes for me at the most. There's barely been any stoppages at all. No, dude, really no injuries in this game. No real injuries that I can recall. I think there was one in the first half. Yeah, man. Toxins, thanks for tuning in, man, as always. Glad you've enjoyed it. When's the next Brisbane Raw episode? Coming out this weekend, yeah. Episode 3 of the Brisbane Raw Creamer coming out this weekend, so keep an eye out for it. Here comes Wellington for one final attack. Van Haddam, decent delivery, but that's straight at Gauchi. 89 minutes played. Adelaide 2, Wellington 0. Phoenix have run out of time, man. It's the same story as it was for them last season. They stumble at the elimination final. And the era of Ufuk is over. How much out of time? I'm gonna say 4 minutes. Izzy and Kunda inside the box. Great chance for 3. Just cleared by Payne. I'm gonna say 4 minutes. 4 minutes of injury time, even though that could easily just be 3, you know. But I think they'll give it a little bit extra just because it's a final. But I'm going to say 4. Let's see. Here we go. Injury time is 5. Okay. As I mentioned before, I can't recall many stoppages at all aside from, a couple substitutions. I don't think there's been any injuries this second half. Maybe around the penalty, actually. Perhaps where they're pulling some extra time from. Anyway, Wellington need to score now if they want a chance. Here they are in the box. Krayev. Cleared. Irankunda stayed forward. And he's been brought down. Surely that's a foul, right? Play on. Adelaide fans unhappy. Irankunda's exhausted. He's only been on the field for 20 minutes or something. Adelaide holding possession now. Time is up for Wellington. As it stands, Adelaide will be going through to take on Central Coast Mariners in the semi-finals. Marcus in the chat says, I don't want to play City in the semis as a Sydney fan, but if we make it, if we make the semis and lose to City, it would be a great season comeback for us. Dude, it'd be a fantastic season. If Sydney FC are in the semis, the Final 4, it'd be really decent comeback after what has been a pretty average season for the Sky Blues. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Adelaide have got the ball in a good position. Could finish off with a third. Still on here. Surely they do it. Cleared away. Impressive comeback after last week's disappointing result for Adelaide United. Is it true he just signed for Bayern? It does seem to be all but true for Nestor Irankunda. He's set to join Bayern Munich. I think we're hearing that it won't be immediate. It'll be sort of one of these deals that's signed in advance, and he'll stay at Adelaide for another year. But yeah, it looks to be set set to happen. Ufuk Talay already shaking the hands of his coaching staff. Adelaide 2, Wellington 0. The Reds playing this game out now. There we go. Confirmed by beIN Sports, says Marcus in the chat as well. Yes, Roy Kunda. Fantastic move for him, man. Really exciting move to see a young Aussie go overseas to a giant club like Bayern Munich. Couple minutes to go. Adelaide 2, Wellington 0. It's been a Craig Goodwin masterclass tonight. He's carried his side to the semi-finals. Forward pass here. A little bit heavy. Sale will get to this first. They could shoot here from long range, but defenders are back. Wellington Phoenix season comes to a disappointing end. Just sneaking into finals. And now falling out once again in the first week of finals. Disappointing for Phoenix. Ufuk Talay's done well to get them there on multiple occasions, but they keep falling short. Adelaide just wanted this win more. 1 minute to go. Phoenix coming down the left. They've run out of time, though, even if they do score here, surely. Still going here. Good run from David Ball. He's teed it up. Moragas will regather. But one goal here you'd think would be a consolation for Phoenix. David Ball. He's worked hard tonight. Still going. David Ball to shoot. It's blocked. Kryev outside the box. Fancy footwork. Still going. Just have a shoot someone. Lewis. Great strike. And he forces a good save out of Gauchi. Sure, Gauchi's not happy. Wanted his defenders to be a bit more switched on there. So we're going to have another corner for Phoenix. They've had heaps of corners this second half, haven't they? And it might well be the final play of the half. Headed away. And that's surely full time now. Surely. Nestoria and Kunda having a bit of a word to Tim Payne. There we go. Full time. Adelaide United are going through to the semi-finals, knocking out Wellington Phoenix 2-0. Masterclass here from Craig Goodwin. 2 goals for the Adelaide United captain. Impressive performance, man, especially after that disappointing loss to Mariners last week. Adelaide United comfortable in the end. And the biggest story as well, I guess, for Wellington Phoenix, that's the end for Ufuk Talay. His time in charge of Wellington Phoenix comes to an end. Where will he end up next season? We shall see. But a big performance from Adelaide. Impressive from Craig Goodwin. Marcus isn't surprised, as we all expected this. It definitely was expected. I was hoping Wellington Phoenix would have shown up and caused a bit more of a challenge. But they did well here, Adelaide. They were in control for pretty much the entire game. And that's right, Charlie, called the Goodwin Masterclass. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to this A-League Live Watchalong. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel for more finals watchalongs coming up over the coming weeks. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, hit the like button. We've got the Brisbane Roar Career Mode Episode 3 coming out this weekend. Check out the video where I played through A-League Finals on FIFA as well that we put up this week. That was a lot of fun. And in that finals series, in that FIFA series, Adelaide went all the way to win the grand final. Is this the start of the grand final run and potentially championship run for Adelaide United? We have to wait and see. They've done it here 2-0. Brilliant result. Brilliant performance. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name's Lockie. This is Coachwood Football. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.